going on, everybody? Welcome to another installment of the Wrestling Hour right here on Premier Wrestling's YouTube channel. Of course, this is Dave Sturchio. That's me. And that's Josh Shernoff. He's over there. We both decided to wear black today. I don't know how that happened.
Shocking that you decided to wear a black jacket.
I typically don't wear black.
It is shocking that you're wearing a white shirt.
I've worn a white shirt on a past episode or two.
All right.
Yeah. So I try to be a little diverse. But if you want better shirts, you can head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees and buy the Keep On Trucking Dave Sturchio shirt.
ProWrestlingTees.com/Premier Wrestling.
Yeah, let's do
we
it.
got some good ones on there. Hey, how about that Premier Wrestling logo shirt?
With the
vintage
logo. It's my
No.
favorite shirt. Easily.
Yeah.
Favorite shirt. But anyway, I digress with all that. We should definitely take an order of that. And maybe, hey, listen, as this airs, it is none other, February 29th.
It is none other than February 29th.
It is not. And
which
you know
any other year
doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen. No, this is a special episode.
This will never happen again.
You think we're
Except
not
for
going to
4
be
years.
here? Yeah, we're not
4
going
years
to be
from
here
now.
for the next leap year?
I hope we are.
No.
No?
I don't know that this has the legs of a So Says Shernoff.
Oh, my God. Listen, I'll make a promise to everybody watching this right now. The Wrestling Hour will be here in 4 years. I can't promise you it's going to be with this guy. I can promise you it's going to be with me.
I don't want you to look, and I appreciate what you're saying there because, I mean, we can read between the lines. You expect that I will have been picked up by like a major company that will say, unfortunately, Josh, you just don't have the time in your schedule to work this show, but you'll still be toiling away here.
You know what?
But I think you need to give yourself some credit because I think that when I inevitably get that call to, host probably like WrestleMania or something.
Oh, yeah.
You think I wouldn't bring you along with me? I would bring you along with me.
Oh, well, that's super kind of you.
Because I need to make sure that I have coffee.
Oh, my God.
I need to make sure that that wrinkle-free.
Yeah. Okay.
And what if, God forbid, now
we're talking to God now.
One of
these
rhinestones was to fall off.
Unbelievable.
Well, I need somebody to glue them back on.
You got Calvin for that or no? Is he sticking around? Or
Who?
Matt Mangle, one of those guys?
Mangle, no, he's trapped in his green bubble.
I was going to ask you if he's upgraded since we've talked about it, but probably
will.
not. Listen, we got ourselves probably, if I had to, look, there's been a lot of shows. I can't remember what episode number this is. We're in the teens
17.
somewhere. Okay. Yes, it actually says
Fun fact, it's right there on your run sheet, but that's fine.
Episode 17. Now, we've had a lot of wrestling on this show, okay? A lot. We've
like an hour's worth each week.
You would think, right? Sometimes a little shorter. But listen, what we've seen on this show is some of the most just talented professional wrestlers going right now.
Thank you.
Sometimes we have not shown any of your matches for a reason, okay? All like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah. Okay. Now let me guess. You lost to Rich Swann. In fact, if so facto,
no.
Rich Swann.
I beat Rich Swann. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nobody cares about that. Actually, nobody knew about that unless you told them. But you know what? If you looked up the name Hacksaw Jim Duggan, you would find that one of his greatest opponents on the independent wrestling scene was yours truly.
Yeah, that's definitely
Dave
all over his Wikipedia.
I know it is. You know why? Because I added it.
Wow.
So, in any event, we've seen a lot of wrestling, but I'm here to make a bold statement that on this show tonight, you're going to get the best wrestling you've seen in 17 episodes. The best of the best. Why? Because we have a throwback match that you probably are thinking to yourself, man, it's really cool to see all these guys on the come up. Well, how about this? We have in our Rolodex of information and our Rolodex of just constant footage, we have the Brian Pillman Memorial Show. Okay? Now, look, I'm a huge fan of Brian Pillman. I was a huge fan of him when he was tag team with Stone Cold Steve Austin as the Hollywood Blondes. I have definitely done my research, and now I'm friendly with his son, who's...
Drop that name there if you want to pick it up.
Oh, I don't have to. His son is great too, NXT star. But anyway, on this Brian Pillman Memorial Show, you had wrestlers that were wrestling that were kind of like, I guess, loaned. Like, I don't know how the contracts worked out, but we got some serious heat on this show.
Yeah, we have what happened with the Brian Pillman Memorial Show was people from WCW, people from WWF at the time, ECW, people from
So it's just a
the
massive
independents, but
conglomerate.
also there was a big, and this is what kind of ties us in. You're going to hear the commentary on this match that we'll announce in a moment. You're going to hear Joe Dombrowski,
Okay.
friend of the show, and you're going to hear Les Thatcher
Wow.
from
All right.
Heartland Wrestling Association, because Heartland Wrestling Association was kind of the power behind this. So you also had a lot of unsigned or developmental talent as well. And
Now it's all starting to come together.
and that's where we lead into this, because this is from the year 2001.
And before there was any spinner belts or you can't see me's or RKO's anywhere, there was Randy Orton and there was John Cena one-on-one at the Brian Pillman Memorial Show. And we have it for you right now on the Wrestling Hour. Enjoy. Sit back and relax. Don't do that. Don't do. He'll break your fingers if you do that.
Well,
All right,
you won't
anyway.
be able to see me.
Ha! Funny.
Find me.
Enjoy the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Los Angeles, California, Prototype.
Well, I feel like I've seen this young man somewhere before, Les.
A slimmer version of somebody we know, right?
The Prototype was discovered in Southern California at UPW, shipped off to OVW and Jim Cornette, and somewhere in there, he turned into a young lad named John Cena.
He certainly did. You know, one of the first things I noticed about John, or Prototype, when he came to OVW and worked a few shows for us, he probably had more money invested in gear than a lot of these guys had in their homes, right? I mean, here he's the black trunks with trim, but the black shoes. But if he had green trunks, he had green shoes. I mean, seriously, I thought, how many pairs, but I mean, which was great. He was being a professional, right?
Without a doubt. And John Cena would face a man who he'd encounter many, many times throughout his career, but this may have been their very first one-on-one meeting as we ship it back to the ring announcer to get the official introduction of what would soon become a legendary performer.
His opponent, from St. Louis, Missouri, 245 pounds, Randy Orton.
Third generation OVW prodigy, hence the music that many people might compare more with Al Snow over the years, but the song by the band Prodigy kind of fits that mold as far as somebody who picked up this business very naturally did Randy Orton.
Yeah. Well, third generation. Wrestled his grandfather, wrestled his dad. Never a little old to wrestle Randy. Hell of an athlete.
You got one more left in you, don't you?
No, I don't even have half of one left in me. But yeah, both these guys went on to make a huge mark.
Yeah, and you talk about those the genetics that the Orton family has, and John Cena at this point had recently turned 24 years of age. Randy Orton had turned 21. So you talk about the youth movement, but already two guys that were standing out not just for their physiques, not just for their charisma, their size, but certainly their work ethic in a big way as well.
And what you're going to see here from Prototype is a match you'll never see on WWE.
That's true. We've seen Cena and Orton almost ad nauseum over the years, main events, world title, stipulation matches, but we've never seen them in this environment, in an independent wrestling event, 2,000 strong, continuing to file in, and two guys who are cutting their teeth, learning their trade, and actually wrestling.
And at this point, you could see John.
You could see him.
Yes.
He's right there. I'm looking at him.
It was no, you can't see me at that point.
And, you talked about being in the ring with Bob Orton Sr. and Jr., two guys who, it's a lot of individuals would say they make it look easy. I mean, the story is Roddy Piper told Bob Orton, and he's got to mess up sometimes just so he can point out how difficult it is and stop making everybody else look bad.
Look at the nice switches. Again, good mat wrestling, good switches, good takedowns.
Yeah, it's another one of those OVW showcases. John Cena would go on to win 16 world championships. Randy Orton currently at 13, I believe.
Make $1 or $2 or $3 or $4.
Yeah, just a bit. Probably have a...
And now doing movies, he's almost followed The Rock my gosh, in the last couple of years he's done 3 or 4 flicks.
Yeah, I'm sure their bank accounts aren't hurting.
No.
And Nice series of leg picks, and it's Orton on top, spinning toe hold. Cena rolls through, traps the
Nice,
leg.
nice. And for those of you who think John is all about those 4 or 5 moves, check it out.
Yeah, this is before Cena really developed that rhythm, that formula, that marketable approach to a lot of his matches that really served well in the mainstream. And Cena, at this level, when you've got guys like Jim Cornette, Les Thatcher, Danny Davis, Rip Rogers around you, you got to show you can go. And that's not just on the mic, and that's not just doing your comeback. That's doing everything. And Cena showing no respect to Orton in the early with a slap, and Orton retaliates.
You have a beard, huh? I'm not buying it until you buy.
Madcap Beard Care.
I like this hat. I also like this beard care. That's why I'm teaming up with Madcap Beard Care.
It's one of my favorite products and smells.
A portion of the proceeds go back to save and rescue cats, which is pretty amazing.
Enjoy the products. They are absolutely amazing.
This premium beard oil, baby, oh yeah, you can only get it from where?
MadcapBeardCare.com to buy you some of the most delicious smelling beard products in the world. Delicious, Frisco, bourbon, good. You heard it, it's delicious, Frisco bourbon.
For real, I use this stuff every day. It's fantastic. I put it in my hair too, guys.
You want a beautiful, perfect beard like the Indie God? Pick up some Indie God beard care right now from Madcap.
Bring out the Randy Orton temper.
Look at Big John take a bump, will you?
Huge back body drop. And, we've seen as time went on, Orton always had that great vertical leap on that drop kick. As time progressed, he'd get in better and better shape, but Cena had that Greek god-like physique from day one in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And, I heard him do a promo on OVW that I'll never forget. He did it, and he said he wanted me to back that up and do it again. And he backed in his, how you would, rewind something. I thought, that's really cool. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, and that was one of the Cena interviews that was spotlighted on the recent Cena sends Orton into the guardrail, the recent Ruthless Aggression special on the WWE Network that focused on the upbringing of the likes of Cena, Orton, Batista, Brock, and others. From developmental to television, and I think Cena caught a lot of people off guard when they found that rapper side of him. I think that was something that was hidden beneath the surface, and nobody really knew how to tap into that part of him. But once they saw what John was truly capable of verbally, and from a personality standpoint, I mean, there was no holding him back.
Yeah, and And what I'm enjoying here is seeing this John Cena, not the standard issue John Cena WWE Raw style.
Well, you're seeing these two guys hungry. They're not.
Oh, right.
They're not set in their main event ways. They don't have the cushy contract. They're not already established to this audience. They have to work to earn the trust.
They're
and
making
respect
an
of this
impression,
audience. Absolutely. I mean, and that's not to say that they're lazy or resting on their laurels now, but here's the time where they really had to put the grit in, because they would have never been main eventers if not for busting their ass in events like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about both men's inexperience. Orton had only been wrestling about a year and a half at this point. Cena had a bit more ring time, but had only moved out from California to Louisville about 4 or 5 months prior, so still very raw and new in their developmental journeys. And Cena having his way with Orton now, but Randy to his feet, and you could see the fight and the resolve of Orton. How much do you think being third generation helped Randy from a technical standpoint, maybe getting his foot in the door, all-encompassingly? What about Bob Sr. and Jr. Was a direct reflection of Randy?
Well, with Bob Jr., Dad was a hell of a worker, right? And so, obviously, in talking, watching, How do you not learn something in that? So,
And how about Cena taken to the air?
Yes.
With a splash attempt, and well, perhaps that's why he doesn't do it very often, but showing you once again that just because you see a certain side of John Cena, it's not totally encapsulating of his skill set.
Exactly. And about Randy, Randy had a hell of an amateur background.
That's true.
Yes.
I believe he was a Marine as well.
Yeah.
And Cena to his feet. And I think, we talk about Cena and just we're seeing a different side of him now. It's kind of like when people, get footage of Hulk Hogan in Japan and they say, well, I actually watched him wrestle. Why did he do that over here?
Yeah.
And the bottom line is he didn't need you to sell tickets. And John figured that same formula out. But at this point, John Cena needs every bit of help he can get to get noticed and get ahead and get out of this Randy Orton flapjack. And he slips the shoulder up. And this was pre-RKO. This was pre-attitude adjustment.
Might mention Briscoe, the referee, is an OVW referee.
Aha, indeed he is. And Cena with not the best roll-up. Orton able to get out of that quite handily. Cena a little bit of desperation here. Inside cradle by Randy now. And even back then, 24-20, when you could see these guys had great chemistry.
Whoa. Yeah.
Now Orton, full Nelson slam. Nicely done on top, and Randy Orton pins John Cena clean, and maybe their first meeting.
Write that down.
Randy Orton!
So 21 years of age, probably one of the youngest guys you ever had at the Pillman events, but certainly holds his own, carries his weight, and turns up big, and certainly it would only turn bigger for him in the months and years ahead.
Absolutely.
And so great to see Orton and Cena at the primitive stages of their career, when they were still trying to earn their spot, and we know certainly they did. They would move on to change the business, and really such an amazing feeling knowing that we have so many legends of the past, stars of the present, and we didn't know at the time, but maybe the two biggest stars of the next 15 years as well as we roll on with Pillman 01.
So there you have it, John Cena, Randy Orton. Now, I have to ask you a question. Maybe you can provide me with an answer. Josh.
I got an answer for you.
Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. Is John Cena on it?
I think it depends on your on how you judge your Mount Rushmore.
See, I always
right?
looked at wrestling in twofold. There's a Mount Rushmore of in-ring athletic ability, and then there's a Mount Rushmore of star power.
Right.
Let's go star power.
Star
Is
power,
John
he's gotta
Cena,
be.
he's there, right?
He's got to be.
Yeah, okay.
But again, I mean, you have to look at the era, right? You have to look. You've got your Bruno Sammartino era. You have your Hulk Hogan era. You have your Stone Cold. You have The Rock. You have John Cena. You have Josh Shernoff. You have Cody Rhodes is on the up.
Whoa.
What?
Don't.
Cody he's going to be there.
Cody.
He will be there. I disagree with him. I think Cody Rhodes is the future of the WWE, but I digress. So I would say, John Cena, it's tough to argue that it should be Cena, it should be, Stone Cold, it should be Hogan, people like that
And The
from
Rock.
a drawing money standpoint, and The Rock, right? But
Flip side, do you put Orton in the most athletic?
I don't think Randy Orton will. It's one of those things. Even now, he's appreciated, but I think it's going to be years after he's gone from active competition where people start to kind of look back and just realize,
Man, did we miss this guy?
man, he
Yeah,
is so
dude.
good,
So good,
so
methodical.
Yes.
Just one of the greatest of all time. And it's fun. The reason why I bring that up is because now when John Cena makes his appearances on WWE, the ring announcers typically say the greatest of all time, John Cena. And I'm just like, is that a dig at the rest of the stars that we've seen come in and out of the WWE, WCW, ECW? Is that a dig? Or do you really think, do people actually believe that John Cena is the greatest of all time?
When John Cena asked me if I was okay with him using that in his introduction, because look, he knew that kind of a descriptor of me. But I said to him, John, we're two different things. I'm a broadcaster and a host and the greatest of all time at that. You, John, are the greatest.
You're not even the greatest in this room.
Who else is here?
Oh my! All right.
No, I think. Listen. All your hurtful words aside, John Cena. I think. Look,
John Cena
within the WWE, How could you argue that he's not the greatest of all time at this point?
Because for every time you think about John Cena, I think right away like The Rock, and I think of Hogan, and
But
I
look
think
at the
I
time.
think of Shawn Michaels.
But look at the time. Look at how much
Longevity?
time, the longevity.
Okay,
of it.
fine.
The only other one you could talk about would be The Undertaker.
Yeah.
Because you look at the longevity.
How do you not describe him as the greatest to ever do it? And how many transformations this guy went through, and he debuted in '89, and he just got done yesterday, or something.
It's all personal preference.
I guess so,
right?
yeah.
And that's the thing. The Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Everyone has their own Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine.
Do you disclose or?
Danny Maff.
Oh, whoa.
Matt Cardona.
Oh my God.
Myself.
Anybody else? There's 4 heads up there, in case you were wondering.
You know, I'm gonna have to think about
Steph
that.
DeLander. Why don't we throw her up there as a female presence on the Mount Rushmore? I was just trying to do your job for you because you can't do it yourself.
It'll be a great T-shirt.
Anyway,
A Mount Rushmore of just my face 4 times.
Oh no! What have I done? What have I done?
Soon.
What have I done? Anyway, listen. I would also like to know Tommy D's Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, because he's going to let us know what's going on the Premier Wrestling YouTube. And of course, this segment is brought to you by Mad Cat Beard Care. Please go check those guys out. I got my own scent coming out.
Please go check them out. They can help.
He doesn't need help. Yes, the scent of sarcasm. We get it.
I don't care. He doesn't need my scent. Just any scent's better than what permeates from that studio, that little closet we put him in.
Tommy, take it away, kid.
What an amazing matchup we just got to watch with Randy Orton and, of course, John Cena at the Brian Pillman Memorial Show. How crazy is it to see these guys as young as they were, going as hard as they were? Speaking of legends, check out Everybody's Got a Pod with Ted DiBiase as he goes through his historic career, and he always talks about very important pay-per-views that he was a part of throughout the WWE history. Be sure to check out Mikey Ruckus' show, Be Kind Rewind, right here on the Premier Wrestling YouTube. A few weeks ago, he had on Freya the Slayer, who you might know her from OVW fame. That's all that we have going on this week, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to stick around for the rest of the Wrestling Hour, because there is a match that is on there that me and Dave and Chris Payne at the Fight Factory got an organization to put on, and we can't wait for you all to see it. So, time to throw it back to the studio to Dave and Mighty Mouse.
Thank you very much, Tommy D. And of course, like we said, that segment was brought to you by Mad Cat Beard Care. Go check those guys out, madcatbeardcare.com, to go get your beard products. Take it from me. I got a nice one.
I was going to say, I heard a rumor that you strong-armed them into your own.
There's no strong arming.
Your own scent.
There's no strong arming. Yes, there is a scent coming out for me, designed by them.
What's it going to be called?
I have no idea yet. It's all we're in talks. I want to make sure if this is right, it's done right, and we have it, and it's out there. And
Scent of sadness.
I'm not sad. I'm a very happy guy, except for that 1 hour a night where I got to sit next to you. That's the saddest part of my week.
That's hurtful.
It is.
It's really. It's upsetting. I was going to talk about because of the Cowboys, but.
Football season's over now, baby. Come on now. We
don't even think about
a month away from spring training in baseball, and the Yankees are back, and the Knicks are playing well. It's don't worry about the Cowboys right now.
I never worry about the Cowboys.
You know who's a big Knicks fan, but a huge Carmelo Anthony hater? Danny Maff. Danny Maff and I have had lengthy conversations way back when, before he became a piece of garbage.
Wow.
Yeah, before all that, we actually talked Knicks basketball, and he's a sad Jets fan, so like he's going through his own stuff. But one thing that we have to say, that I'll have to just admit to it, Danny Maff is a legend in this business. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Danny Maff has been doing amazing things for professional wrestling for 3-4 decades. And I'm not joking when I say that. Like, he is the Benjamin Button. For whatever reason, he keeps getting better. But I keep telling you, and Maff, if you're listening and you're watching this show, stay the hell away from this guy right here, or you will not succeed anymore. He is a curse. Look what happened to Cardona. He was the Premier Wrestling Champion, and now guess what? He's got one less belt to check.
He didn't need it.
Didn't need it.
You know, Cardona, actually, a lot of people don't know this, but during his match with EC3, he looked out over to the broadcast table, and he said to me, my bag is heavy. I said, Matt, just Drop the belt. Just
Drop
lay
the
that
belt. That Premier created. You want him to drop that belt?
No, I told him. I said, well, I'm more concerned about his travel. And it's a lot for him. He has so many championships. And I said to him, I said, Matt, you don't need this. It's fine. You're
know
bigger,
what I hear?
You're bigger than ever. You're bigger than everything. So,
Did you see his most recent match with one Nick Nemeth?
Yeah.
You seen that? That was good. Anyway,
it's fine.
Just sidebar.
It's fine.
Yeah, it was fine. But we're talking about Battlefield, okay? These guys, again, have been putting on shows for a long, long time. And in this one, this is the match, ladies and gentlemen, that was politicked for over a year. And while I won't pat myself on the back too much on this one, the Fight Factory, which can also be found right here on Premier Wrestling's YouTube channel, we fought for this match to happen for months. We needed it to happen.
And
we
who
needed
made it
to see
happen?
Battlefield Championship.
Made a couple of calls.
There was a couple calls made, courtesy of Premier. We all put this together because we needed to see it. We needed to see who would come out on top, Danny Maff or Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, another one, the Samoan werewolf, part of the bloodline. This guy has evolved into the superstar that we all know he can be, right? So now you're having Danny Maff, a legend of the business. You have Jacob Fatu, who's on the come up, faster than anybody, rising faster than anybody. And they meet, finally.
Look, I'd love to speak. Oh, well, no, I would love to speak on Jacob Fatu. Unfortunately, we currently have a legal proceeding of sorts from the...
Actually, right? Oh, yeah, look, you could still see his toe.
No, it was this side,
well,
and
no.
you can't see it anymore.
Cosmetic.
I've healed.
You've healed, yeah.
But I'm coming for you, Jacob Fatu.
What are you... Dude, it's the wrestling hour, not the comedy hour. You can't put out a challenge like that looking the way you do.
I'm not.
Are you out of your mind?
Well, I know you're looking at me and you're saying a guy as well built and as well dressed as you isn't going to get down in the mud. But I'm not talking about fisticuffs.
Oh, what are we talking about?
I'm not sitting here like you. Just Danny Maff, I'm coming for you. And
that's
then Danny
happen.
Maff issues you an open challenge for Premier Wrestling Championship, and you won't even.
He's not even the champ.
Not yet.
Oh,
not yet.
Look at you
but you won't even accept it. Jacob Fatu, what I'm saying, I'm coming for you. You least expect it. Just like this, Danny Maff. Who do you think sent Danny Maff after you? You're looking at him.
All right.
So I'm coming for you, and this isn't the end of it.
Jacob Fatu.
And Jacob Fatu, hey, everybody's talking about where's he going to end up? He's a free agent now. Is he going to end up in the WWE? Huh. I hope you do, because I got my friends waiting for you there too.
You have no friends at WWE.
I do have my friends at WWE. Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre is your friend?
One of my closest friends in the business.
You want to talk about a crybaby?
No, listen. Whew. Drew McIntyre, he knows, because all of the success that he has, I'm not saying that I'm responsible for it, but what I am saying is that in his early years, who did he ride with? This guy. Wade Barrett, he's out there now, great commentator. Where do you think he learned that?
You feel like you're responsible for a lot of people's success.
I didn't say it. I'm asking you a question. Where do you think he learned that? If you put two and two together and you say that it's me, who am I to say that you're wrong?
You're wrong. Anyway, you could find this match, and you could find it coming up right now. And when I say this, I mean it. It's an absolute banger. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest here tonight at BPW's DEFCON 1 is a singles bout, and it is set Who Won Fall? Introducing first,
Dan Maff, though. Somebody that's going to talk to Jacob Fatu like that, my goodness. Your average human being isn't going to do that.
No, not at all. But Dan Maff, he's not afraid of anything. But as you see him come out here, you'll understand why. Look at the size of the Bayonne badass.
He is a spectacle to be seen.
A match multiple months in the making. Dan Maff called out Fatu over the summer, and we are finally here. One of the biggest matches, both literally and figuratively, in Battlefield history.
Undoubtedly, possibly the biggest match. Danny Maff making it known when he made his return that he wants Jacob Fatu in the worst way. For what reason, I'm not sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the battlefield. He comes to us tonight from Bayonne, New Jersey, and weighing in at 305 pounds. He is the Bayonne Badass. This is Danny Maff.
I'd like to take this time to publicly apologize to Mr. Maff. I've been calling him the Bayonne Badass.
And I hope he's never heard that joke. And you don't want to be in the same room.
Being the way he almost tore Sana's head off
opponent
for a simple mispronunciation, I will never ever say I'm for clap now.
You can't even remember it.
Bayonne Badass, Danny Maff. Ladies and gentlemen.
And talk about moments, months in the making. The debut of Jacob Fatu in the battlefield, and he is ready.
Well, Jacob's been here before, but that's okay.
I apologize for that. That's yet another man. I don't want to screw anything up.
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the battlefield. He comes to us tonight from the Isle of Samoa and weighing in at 300 pounds, representing the Samoan dynasty. This is the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu and Danny Maff. Never thought I'd be able to call this match live. What a caliber of competition we have here in the battlefield.
It is a privilege to be calling this match here with you, Joe. Look at these two.
Two of the best heavyweights in the universe.
What a stare down.
Jacob Fatu looks like he took a little bit personally Danny Maff's call-outs over the past 2 months.
Anyone at home, if you've ever seen Danny Maff in person, you know how damn big he is. The fact that Jacob Fatu is even taller is terrifying to me. That is a prospect that does not sit right with me.
Look at Giuseppe, look at referee Giuseppe getting into these guys.
I was just going to say.
My God. The gel's running out of his hair.
Oh my. Oh, Giuseppe.
Oh, there goes Giuseppe.
Fatu's ready, Maff is ready, but we don't even have a referee. I don't think they even need one.
Maff drawing first blood. Fatu returns.
These two just throwing rights at each other.
Exchanging right hands. Look at this.
Our referee still down on the ground. Needs to return. Oh, there we go. And it keeps going.
They just punched each other in the side of the head 550 times apiece.
Shoulder block, neither man moving an inch.
Not even close, and again.
You said earlier about the irresistible force moving the immovable object.
Indeed, I did. That's certainly fitting in this case.
Once again, they can't even move each other. It's a rock and a hard place.
This is a case of iron sharpens iron. These guys, two of the best in the world again.
These two are going to have to nearly kill each other to put either man down.
We're talking worldwide, Connor. We're talking, as Danny Maff said, we're talking Japan. We're talking Puerto Rico, United States, Canada, Brazil, you name it.
I'm going to echo what you said. Two of the premier heavyweights in all of the United States and all of the world. Fatu outside. What is he doing here? No way he's going to fly. Fatu stops him.
Danny Maff looked like he saw a ghost. He wasn't expecting Fatu to be back in the ring so quick. Up and over. Outside goes Dan Maff.
And Fatu, maybe he's thinking of it.
Is Jacob Fatu?
No way. Through the middle rope. comes Fatu, knocking Dan Maff all the way onto our entrance steps.
Danny Moff's going to be in a bad way right now, going back first into the corner of those stairs.
And this fecal matter chant from the BPW faithful is absolutely the correct call.
Fecal matter, I like that, huh? Oh no, Jacob's bringing the household furniture into play here.
It's not like we have a referee to stop him.
Throwing a chair, bouncing right off Danny Moff's head.
Fatu, he's not done. He's bringing out the furniture.
He's got a table. Bad intentions, undoubtedly.
Fatu, he's not done. Dan Maff.
But Moff's already back to his feet.
He just got hit in the head with a chair. And Dan Maff is now back at it. Oh! You heard that echo all throughout the Signature Training Center.
Dan Maff returns the favor, driving that chair right into the spine of Jacob Fatu.
You can see in the background our referee, still down as Dan Maff now wrestles Fatu back up.
Oh, into the guardrail, look out!
I think the front row better move back.
I hope they stay the hell away from us.
They are well within the splash zone. And Joe, I think that's another table.
It is indeed.
That is yet another table.
What in God's name is going on?
Fatu now grabbing a chair from the front row.
And looking to wear Danny Maff out again. Oh, and he does.
This crowd wants it again.
One more time, and he's going to deliver. Oh my gosh, again right off the head.
Dan Maff wanted this. And, you know, I think deep down inside, the sick son of a bitch is enjoying it.
I think you're right. Fatu slapping five with Santa Claus here in the front row.
Gotta love it. Only in the battlefield.
Santa Claus, obvious fan of BPW.
Oh, man. Joe, that's the third table.
What the? Where are they getting all these tables from? First of all.
Joe, I helped set up this ring today, and we did not have that many tables.
I was going to say.
I don't know. Maybe Fatu brought him himself to punish Dan Maff with. And here we go. Fatu setting up a third table around the ring. We're going to need a cleanup crew.
Y'all say, holy smoke.
Fatu looking for Dan Maff.
Oh! That's a trash can lid.
He just destroyed that trash can lid by smacking it over the noggin of Fatu. And Maff's not done. He's bringing the weapon with him.
You have a beard, huh? I'm not buying it until you buy.
Madcap Beard Care.
I like this hat. I also like this beard care. That's why I'm teaming up with Madcap Beard Care.
It's one of my favorite products and smells.
A portion of the proceeds go back to save and rescue cats, which is pretty amazing.
Enjoy the products. They are absolutely amazing.
This premium beard oil, baby, oh yeah, you can only get it from where?
MadcapBeardCare.com to buy you some of the most delicious smelling beard products in the world. Delicious, Frisco, bourbon, good. You heard it, it's delicious, Frisco bourbon.
For real, I use this stuff every day. It's fantastic. I put it in my hair too, guys.
You want a beautiful, perfect beard like the Indie God? Pick up some Indie God beard care right now from Madcap.
Headbutt from Danny Maff. That was not smart.
No.
Oh! And now Fatu returns the favor with that garbage can laid right off the skull of Dan Maff. How much more can his head take?
So this is a war already. And I see no sign of these two slowing down, and Maff.
Jacob Fatu just dumped Danny Maff over the guardrail.
Oh, this is going to continue into the crowd here. The bleachers have been completely vacated. As we try our best to get you the action here.
Let's be honest. None of us thought this was actually going to be a wrestling match.
No, absolutely not. This is a fight. And Dan Maff just throws another chair.
They're literally throwing chairs at each other. Dan Maff, big roundhouse right there. Shirt says heel for life, his calling card.
These two back into ringside.
What do you mean back into ringside? Were they even in ringside?
This could not bode well for either one of these men.
Maff driving Fatu's head right into that corner turnbuckle.
Headbutt from Fatu. What has Fatu got in mind here? Oh, you can't be serious.
This cat, you gotta be kidding me.
Joe, these are human beings. I don't know if anyone's even gonna survive this.
We can't see it on the camera, but there's a table perched right underneath these guys on the outside.
Oh,
and
my God!
Just fell right through it. Oh my God!
Well, if Dan Maff needed anything, it was that. Dan Maff is now in complete control of this contest. He just tossed Jacob Fatu off the middle rope, all the way to the outside, through a table.
And now Dan Maff mocking Jacob Fatu.
Here's a replay. Fatu all the way to the floor on the outside of the ring, through a table. Maff on top of him. This is what Dan Maff wanted, Joe. This is the beating he wanted to put to Jacob Fatu.
And you're absolutely right, and you alluded to it earlier. You said that Dan Maff is enjoying this, and he really is.
He is. He's enjoying the beating. He's receiving. He's enjoying the beating. He's giving to Fatu, and he's got yet another table set up in the ring here.
The only thing I know is these two men are not ordinary people.
No, not at all. Freaks of nature. I hope Maff never hears me say that, but
I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, he's probably gonna watch this match back. So. Better for you. I mean, I've been calling him the Bayonne badass. It's Bayonne.
And Maff raking at the face of Fatu.
Got him draped over that middle rope there.
Wasting no time. Oh, he is biting the toes.
That is horrendous. Where's Snitsky?
That is the last thing that I expected Dan Maff to do tonight.
Crowd chanting, you sick, you know what? He's going for it again.
Oh my gosh. This was not on my bingo card. Oh, again, he looks to be enjoying it.
That is a sick man.
And a kick right to the midsection, probably below the belt.
Danny Maff like a man possessed right now.
Ever since Fatu went crashing through that table, this has been all Dan Maff, and he is taking advantage of every second here. Maybe a straight jacket. No. Rainmaker. Clothesline, center of the ring. Fatu's down. It's not like a ref could count to three, even if Dan Maff wanted to.
Maff signaling it. It's over. What else does he possibly have in store?
Check out the table in the corner there. But I think Maff has other plans.
Hoisting Jacob back up to that top rope area.
Oh my God. So
torture rack position.
Is he going for the burning hammer?
I believe so.
Such a big man. No!
Oh, Fatu. Big time athleticism.
No!
Block the cutter.
And a kick.
Standing moonsault. Beautiful.
Fatu showing life.
Crowd getting behind Jacob Fatu here in the battlefield.
And Maff now going on the outside of the ring. Jacob gives chase.
Referee still nowhere to be found.
Oh man. And Dan Maff has been placed on the table.
No way.
By Jacob Fatu. And Joe, are we... I think I know what Fatu has in mind.
Connor. This could end a career.
Oh, from the heavens puts Dan Maff through a table. A big splash.
Jacob Fatu from the top ropes, splashing down Dan Maff.
We have our doctor in here,
Dr. Frick. Danny Maff has not moved.
No, he has
not. He's out cold.
Here's our replay. Take a look. Massive impact. Dan Maff. Again, I can't keep repeating the same thing over and over, but Dan Maff wanted this. Ask and you shall receive.
And the referee's back.
Oh!
He's not human.
He is absolutely not human. Dan Maff just got his shoulder up. He was, we just saw the replay. He was splashed from Fatu all the way outside of the ring through a table.
The splash from Jacob Fatu is normally, now look at this. Moonsault nailed him. That's gotta be it, Connor. There's no way.
No way in hell.
And again, Danny Maff gets his arm up at 2.
Well, Joe, there was a reason that Dan Maff called out Fatu, because he knew he could bring the fight to him. And Maff is not going to lay down for anything. Again, I said at the beginning of this match when the bell was sounded that one of these two are going to have to kill the other to keep him down for 3.
I'm starting to think you're right.
Fatu awaiting Dan Maff.
Jacob Fatu calling for Maff to get up. Uh-oh, Maff puts the brakes on, back elbow.
That's Maff got from the middle rope here. It's a big man coming down. Oh my God! And a spear!
We just saw a 285-pound Canadian destroyer.
No! And Fatu just gets out.
What is it gonna take?
And the fecal matter chants return, and rightfully so.
The blessed fecal matter.
And Dan Maff just said what we're all thinking. We just saw a near 600-pound Canadian destroyer right into a spear through a table. And Maff, here we go. That replay. Bam!
My word.
That's going to be on every highlight reel for the next decade. And Maff in the corner. Fatu meets him with a super kick. And again.
And a third.
Oh! A low blow from Maff.
Wait a second, Danny Maff stole this.
Danny Maff just stole one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this bout, Danny Maff.
Dan Maff with a low blow when the referee couldn't see it.
But look at him, he's just as surprised as everybody else. He can't believe it. My God, Connor. Danny Maff pulled out all the stops here. It took a low blow, but he was able to stack up Jacob Fatu, get his shoulders pinned to the mat. What a setup. What a co-main event for a main event. We're coming up here, the championship eliminator. 10 superstars are going to enter this thing. Eliminations are going to happen when you're pinned or submitted. 2 people who are drawn at random will start the match.
Hold on, Joe. Hold on. Dan Maff has a mic.
Now! Hey! Cut the music! Premier Network! PABPW! Acknowledge me!
Wow.
The disrespect from Dan Maff challenging this BPW and Pro Samoan crowd to acknowledge him. Taking a stab at the Ottawa dynasty there.
And Joe, coming off of this, we're going to send it over to a few interviews from some of the participants in tonight's championship eliminator.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, he said he was friends.
Get off the phone.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Stu. He says he doesn't even know you. I'll call you back, buddy.
All right, this is...
Anyway, listen, we hope you enjoyed that match because I sure as hell did.
Did you?
I did.
Did you?
I mean...
How'd the Shernoff curse work for Danny Maff?
First of all...
How was that?
Danny Maff, let me tell you something, buddy.
Shernoff curse.
You have some nerve, not only in a match with Jacob Fatu, who is literally in the bloodline that we all know and some love, some don't love, but for you to go out there, throw your one index finger to the air and ask Battlefield and Premier to acknowledge you?
Why not?
Are you out of your...
Why not? No.
He's out of his mind.
Jacob Fatu, part of the bloodline is what you're saying, right? And by the way, I love the Samoans. They're my family.
They're not your family.
I'm actually, I'm an honorary Oos long before Sami Zayn. I was made an honorary Oos by Rikishi in an interview that I conducted at StarCast 2 in Las Vegas. This is a shoot.
First of all, is it because he called you Oos?
No.
Because guess what?
He said
they call everybody
No, he
Oos.
said I was an honorary member of the family. And you know who was standing right behind us? It was Rikishi. It was the Tonga Kid. And you know who else was there? Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. And they watched as I was made an honorary member of that family. They watched it. A hat was placed on my head. There was a ceremony of sorts. And I was made an honorary member.
So why don't we talk about the time you were kicked out of that family?
I was never kicked out of that family. I was kicked by a family member, but I was never kicked out of that family.
That was the ceremony of ceremonies. You can go back and watch that. You can actually watch that right here on the Premier Wrestling YouTube channel. The showcase from last year, 2023, Jacob Fatu kicked this guy's head into the third row.
It's fine.
And the fans went nuts. So it is fine. It's actually one of the highlights of my year last year.
You know what was one of the highlights of my year?
What's that?
When Danny Maff destroyed Jacob Fatu in a hard-fought battle. I mean, Jacob Fatu, listen, I don't care what my feelings are. The guy is a talent on a level that few will ever
There's levels
achieve.
to this stuff.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just
What
talking.
are you doing?
I'm just talking.
Because I'm trying to let everybody know how much I respect Jacob Fatu's in-ring ability. What I don't respect is when he chose to put his foot on me.
On your face.
Yeah, don't put your feet on my face. Who am I?
Tony
Atlas? There you go.
Well,
it's not my thing.
Not his thing. It was on that night. But listen, like I said.
Why can't Danny Maff... You see, this show... A lot of people, Danny Maff's been around for a long time, but a lot of people still don't know him because he hasn't been on, worldwide television because he doesn't care about stuff like that. What he cares about is getting into the ring, getting bloody in the ring. That's what he does.
Listen, personal feelings aside from Danny Maff.
I never bring my personal feelings into this.
I would have to say that Danny Maff, if there's anybody that deserves a crack at the biggest of the brightest of lights, he's deserved it. He's earned it. But the problem is when you become unlikable to everybody except one guy, that will stunt your growth. You can't proceed. You can't be good at what you do because nobody likes you. You can't just show up to a show, go into your little corner, change into your gear, go do your match, go home, say nothing to nobody. You can't do that anymore. Once upon a time, Danny Maff would shake the hands of everybody. Once upon a time, Danny Maff would go through the locker room and pay his respects to whoever was there, me included. But now, he's a dumpster of a human.
I'm sorry. So just to be clear, your issue is that he doesn't pay you respect?
I'm not talking about just me.
No,
I'm talking about
anybody.
anybody.
That's your issue.
He don't respect nobody.
I'm Dave Sturchio. I believe everybody needs to come pay tribute to me in the locker room. Dave Sturchio, sister. Everybody, make sure. God, if you're ever in a locker room with Dave Sturchio, you go up and you shake his hand. You know what? Scratch that. Bow down to him because that's what he needs.
I don't need anything.
Danny Maff doesn't need. Look, he shook everybody's hand. What did that get him? COVID? He's shaking everybody's hand. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need to go around. He's a veteran in this business. Danny Maff is a star. He's a future premier wrestling world champion. That's what he is.
I just think that if you were a better person, Maff, bigger and better things would be on the horizon. But
yeah, if you were a better person, you'd be able to defeat Jacob Fatu at Battle. Oh, wait a minute. He did.
We shall see what's in store for Danny Maff in 2024, but we hope you enjoyed that. We hope you enjoyed, obviously, the match earlier between John Cena and Randy Orton. Like I said, this show was absolutely loaded, and we hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to comment what your favorite part was on the YouTube channel. Be sure to tell everybody, tell your friends that we exist if you haven't watched us yet. The Wrestling Hour every Thursday night. Season 1 is cruising, and we thank you guys for watching. So for Dave Sturchio, Josh Shernoff, and Angry Josh Shernoff.
I'm not angry.
This has been another episode of The Wrestling Hour, and we'll see you guys next week.
Acknowledge Maff.
Oh.